Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Cobra Commander, Once a Man. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Alright, here we have a look at the front of the package, and we do have this very highly reflective slipcover. It says G.I. Joe, it's got the Cobra logo on there. And then on the back it does say I was once a man, like he screams out, but it's very reflective, so we're going to slide this off and keep it off for the rest of the review. But I really love the front cover of this. It's lenticular, both upwards and downwards, so we've got like this Cobra Commander helmet and then unhelmeted head there, and then when you rotate it up you can see his snake form. With the arms, we've got Nemesis, we've got here in the corner, we've got Falcon, Roadblock, and then we've got like Nemesis Enforcer or Immortal number 130. We've got his stats right there, Cobra Commander, Once a Man. Some of that same beautiful artwork there on the back. And then his... when you open it up here, you have him in that clamshell. You've got Nemesis Enforcer and Globulus there in the background, and then you can see everything he comes with. Nothing is hidden. This is the whole shebang. This is everything he comes with, nicely laid out in this beautiful package, and I dig it. So let's tab this in, get it opened up, and see everything he comes with. All right, taking a closer look at his accessories, we do have this really nice backpack here. It plugs in. I'm sure this is the same one that came with the Cobra Commander that is in the his tank, but I still have yet to even open my his tank up, but his gun does fit in there nicely, the hairdryer gun. And speaking of that, let's give it a look. It's got a nice little dot of red paint right there on that plus sign. It's nicely sculpted. Man, this gives me such great vibes for, nostalgia for when I was a kid. I loved Cobra Commander. We do have this faceplate that is got some painted shattered marks on there, and then on the inside you can see that it is sculpted and got a little bit of paint on these two little dots for his eyes. They didn't have to go that extra mile, but they did, and it pays off. It looks great. Then we have this Cobra Commander head. The rubber part of the helmet is glued on. It's very soft and pliable. We have this nice little white paint line. Thankfully mine is straight and applied very straight. I've seen some reviews of people's who's not so straight, so I'm glad I got lucky on this one. Then we have this tiny little knife. It's got this nice little silver blade and this little gold pommel, so that's nice little touch of detail there. And then for his hands we get two fists that are on horizontal hinges, so that's nice. And then we get two gesturing hands, a right hand that is pointing and a left hand that is grabbing or, like grimacing or sort of gesturing. Both of them are on horizontal hinges. And then on him in the package, we get two trigger finger hands, and they are both on vertical hinges, which is really nice. So I'm glad they give us a couple of vertical hinged hands on there as well. And then lastly, we do get this snake piece. Now this is, a little different than we saw in the original cartoon. You can see where it's fit together right there, but it does not articulate at that point. It actually doesn't really articulate much at all other than the arms, which of course were not in, I don't remember them being in the cartoon. I don't remember, like the jaw doesn't articulate, the head doesn't move. I just don't remember this thing having arms in the cartoon, but I could be wrong. Nicely painted though, nicely painted, nicely sculpted. That mouth, ugh, I hate snakes. I do not like them, so this thing makes me feel uncomfortable, but it is very well sculpted. I really love the detail and the paint work done on this. It is great, but had it been a little like, maybe a pliable tail, with like a bendy wire in it, that might have been nice, so you could actually wrap it around Roadblock, but it is what it is. We get what we get. Now taking a closer look at Cobra Commander, the Once a Man version, his snake version, after he's inhaled the spores from Globulus, you see the nice blue paint all over. I mean, the whole head is exquisitely painted and sculpted. It is very beautiful. I have seen people point out that those eyes are beautiful. I've seen people point out that there are sculpted fangs down here on the bottom of the head, but of course they're not painted. And of course, because he didn't really have that in the movie. As a matter of fact, this is kind of what he looked like in the movie. So as a comparison, you can see how it's similar or different there. But I will say that it is a very, very nicely painted and sculpted head. I really love this torn jacket with like the dirty and frayed edge. It is a separate piece and is very soft and pliable. You can remove it completely, which you'll see at the end of the video. We do have a hole in the back for plugging in his tiny little backpack and where he can store his gun. Which is nice. It does look very cool on him. Man, the arms are sculpted very well. The little jacket here does not hinder the butterfly joint at all. They move very freely. This is a very well sculpted head and neck. I love all of the sculpting and articulation points that they chose here. You can see that nice paint, silver and red on the belt buckle, that nice belt. This little sheath for his knife, it is a separate piece. It is not glued or affixed on, but it is very tight. It doesn't feel like it's going to droop down any. So let's get the arm out of the way and slide that little knife in there. And yeah, that looks nice. It's not going to, it fits in all the way and it's not going to fall out. Even though I don't believe he had red stripes on his pants in the cartoon, but they are present in the figure. As far as the articulation goes, he can look up about that far and look down about that far. It can bobble back and forth, but man, it can really shunt forward and back a really nice amount because we do have that double points of articulation there. The arms can go all the way around. They can go all the way out and hit that T-pose, no problem. The arms are so well sculpted. I love it. They hinge at there's a swivel at the bicep, and then we have at the double jointed pinless elbows, and then of course the hands pop out, and then the top part of the glove is a separate piece. You can pull that off. And I've even seen some people starting to like 3D print some like snake hands and sort of give him some snake hands instead of the gloved look. Would I have preferred that with this character? Yeah, I think it probably would have been nice, but you know, Hasbro did what they did. As far as the chest articulation, it can only bend forward about that far. It can bend back and lean back about that far. We do have that diaphragm hinge, and then the waist is on a ball joint. It can swivel and then can swing side to side just a little bit. The legs are on a small amount of a drop down, but he can kick all the way forward, kick all the way out to the side. Just got to be careful with that knife hilt there, and then it can bend backwards about that far. We do have nice thigh cut up to upper thigh, and then double jointed. Boy, my legs are really tight. I have not heated this guy up as I probably should have, but there we go. Double jointed pinless legs look very nice when bent backwards and all the way out. We do have a upper boot cut, which is kind of a weird cut for this figure, but hey, they included it. I'm not going to complain. And then a hinge swivel rocker down there for the feet, and he does look really, really nice. Let's go ahead and see how easy it is to pop this head off. There we go, not too hard. And then pop the other head on, which I kind of dig this look too. I think this looks really nice. Either way you want to go with it. As far as the articulation goes, he can look up about that far. I mean, this is soft and pliable at the back, but you're still not getting a lot of range of motion out of there. And unfortunately, you cannot change out the faceplate that is molded to the head. Let's go ahead and give him his sidearm, and then kind of put him in a, let's maybe pop this hand out, maybe give him his world-dominating, grabbing, gesturing hand. Yeah, this guy is pretty nice. He's looking really, really cool. I think this is another home run San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, much like last year's Shuckles. So let's get this guy into some lighting and into some backgrounds and see how he poses up. Yeah, like I said, I think this is another home run. San Diego Comic-Con exclusives never disappoint for G.I. Joe. And just like always, Hasbro does make them available for us. Now, I know that there was a lot of consternation trying to get this guy when he would go up, and they were a limit of 5 per person, which I think personally that's too high of a limit. 2 per person I think should be good, or 2 per household I think is good enough, but that's just me, that's just my opinion. But I actually did have a problem with an order that did include one of these Cobra Commander, because once a man figures, because I did get 2, and I did reach out to Hasbro customer service, and the lady on the other end of the line did let me know that they are going to have more of these in stock on September 15th. I don't know if that lines up with the next fall related Hasbro PulseCon or not, but she just said there would be more of this figure available on the 15th of September. So do what you will with that information. I absolutely love this guy. The tattered jacket, the snake arms, the chest. I think this is a great figure, and this has to mean that Globulus is not far behind. We have seen Nemesis Enforcer, I believe is his new name, already teased and shown and revealed, but that also means that the armored Cobra Commander is not far behind, and that is a release that I am certainly waiting on. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.